Alright, maybe it's just me, but Geer was fucking kicking ass in this chapter. I was like, fuck yeah, this dude is making me think, hold on, so if Natsu can't do shit to him, and Natsu is actually having to go outside and ask for some help, which he normally wouldn't do. Last chapter, he was pretty much resistant to it and had to be tricked into having Sting and Rogue help him. And this dude isn't even the top of the chain. Like, we still have END above him and Zeref above END and him. So, like, these people are looking pretty fucking promising. I'll say that much. Let's go. So the first third of this chapter is probably the only thing holding it back from being like absolutely amazing, because the first third of the chapter was mainly like the ending of the fight with that little crusty Tartarus member Lamy, where they had to finish her off and whatnot, and it kind of had me wondering, is this a plot hole or what? Because weren't they all inside of that spaceship or whatever that they had, that giant monster thing fighting? So if that was the case and it crashed down, wouldn't all of them have gotten fucked over? Because remember, that whole thing was supposed to crash down. So what happened with that? Is it just like logic broken, or were they transported somewhere else, or it crashed and they all survived and kept fighting? Also, I'm guessing we're still in the flashback prior to the actual end of Erza versus Kyoko, where the timer went off for Face. So we're still kind of not in the present timeline as of right now. So right now we're seeing what was happening while Erza was fighting Kyoko with everyone else. Pretty much it was giving us small bits, like basically Wendy's plan to use Warren to wear all the wizards so they can all attack won't work because Warren can't do that. So it was giving us little bits like that. But for the most part, the first third of this chapter was like, it was alright, nothing special, honestly. It was a little bit slow, and then kind of just throwing in some random ecchi shit at like a serious moment where Warren's like, hey, Lucy looking kind of sexy in that little outfit. Like, yes, we all know she looks great or whatever, but now's not the time, fuckhead. But that Natsu versus Geer, oh my gosh, I was hype as a motherfucker. I'm not gonna lie to you. When Natsu is giving it his all, every type of dragon attack the motherfucker can possibly think of, and Geer is just chilling. Now, I will say one thing, because Geer, if you notice, he put the book down. He took the end book and he was like, all right, you know what? I'm pissed off right now. I'm putting the book down. And you got 3 people against 1. And at the end of the day, if Sting, let's just say, or Rogue grabs the book and says, oh, how you feel about this? He'll probably start panicking and worrying. But I could honestly see it possibly going down like this. While he's fighting them or whatever, one of them is going to grab the book and then threaten him and then probably burn it or whatever. And then that's where END is going to be born, from that chaos or whatever, or from the burning of the book or them destroying the book. And maybe he won't be at 100% full power. Maybe he'll need something to power up, but ultimately that's what I could possibly see happening to revive End. But I mean, just look at Geer. He's just chilling, like he gets knocked back and he just falls into his chair, sits down, and he's like, I'm not even trying. Like, dude is not even trying. And he has 3 Dragon Slayers. Well, 1 true Dragon Slayer and 2 fanboys. But, you know, they're putting in work. So I'll give them some credit. They are actually doing some shit in this fight. But he has 3 motherfuckers on him. And he's not really fazed by it. So Geer right now, I am super hype about Geer. And I honestly wasn't all that hype about him prior to this fight, because I was just like, he's just standing around with a fucking book saying, yeah, and oh, he kind of reminds me of like some nut job, like / religious crazy guy or some shit. But the motherfucker is actually strong as hell. So I'm really hype about that. Just hope, you know, he don't get friendship the fuck out. But he's pretty impressive as of right now. But the biggest thing about this chapter, because that was an awesome fight as of right now, but the biggest thing was that reveal of Lumen Histoire. Like, first of all, it makes you question a couple different things. Okay, Lumen Histoire is that, but we've seen Mavis in a couple different places. First of all, she's supposed to have that grave. So is that grave fake? Or could it be something else? Because we've also seen her spirit wandering around, and you know how Fairy Tail is the only one that can see it. So I'm thinking maybe it's a possibility that that grave is there with maybe some of her magic spirit, and that's how she can use that, I guess, grave or whatever to make herself projected so that everyone can see her. And that's why she has that grave, but she's not actually in there. She's in the Lumen Histoire, which is fucking freaky because it looks like she's crystallized, but at the same time, it's like she's still like there, so like they could use her at any given time. And it's crazy to see that this is the thing that they've had in the basement all this time. And this is what Makarov showed Gildarts back then when he was trying to make him become the master or whatever. So it's like, fucking shit, what is it that Mavis's body can do? Are they gonna wake Mavis and Mavis will just be again part of the team for the limited time, or can they access her magic? What is it that they're gonna use Lumen Histoire for? But as of right now, it's like, holy fucking shit, the bombshell, which kind of makes me wonder, like, it really looks as though this could be the final arc for Fairy Tail, because, I mean, we got Lumen Histoire, we've seen Igneel, the actor Logia, Zeref is only right around the corner, Lumen Histoire in this chapter. Is like, these are flags that a series is ending. And in all honesty, even though the first third of the chapter was a little bit slow and recap-ish, for the most part, it was ending a couple things like the fight with Lamy and kind of seeing what everyone's up to at this particular point. So it wasn't completely a waste, and the rest of the chapter was just awesome. Like, I'm in between 8.5 to a 9 for this one. Probably go with the 8.5 because we didn't really necessarily need the recap on what everybody's doing. I think it was through Lucy's perspective, if I'm correct. We didn't really need to get all of that, but outside of that, just the fight and the reveal with Lumen Histoire, I honestly would recommend, because I'm reading it here and there, the Fairy Tail Zero chapters. If you love Fairy Tail, you enjoy Fairy Tail, and you want to know more about Mavis's past and what's going on with Zeref, I highly recommend go checking out Fairy Tail Zero, because it's actually pretty awesome. For a spinoff, it's actually really good and insightful for the Fairy Tail universe, and it kind of pertains to what's going on right now as well, so you might get a little bit out of it. And yeah, very good to a great chapter. Again, it's stopping it from being great solely because, like, the first third wasn't, you know, the best or whatever, but my gosh, Geer. I never expected I would be this hype over fucking Geer, but he did it. And what is you guys' speculations regarding Lumen Histoire? What is it about Mavis's body? How is it that they've been seeing spirits? Has it been that just she's so goddamn strong that even from inside there, that crystallized form, that a bit of her magic leaks out and that's how they can see her? Or could it be that that grave was left behind for that purpose? What is it? What do you think about this fight with Geer? Impressive or what? I mean, I'm hoping it doesn't end in some, you know, lackluster Natsu kicking his ass out of nowhere way. But as of right now, the fact that Natsu had to ask for help speaks volumes about Geer, and even more volumes about END, and even more volumes about Zeref. Natsu still ain't ready to fight Zeref, and that's one of the only things that makes me think, yeah, Fairy Tail still has a ways to go, because if Natsu can't beat one of the grunts, how is he going to beat one of the upper bosses and then the boss of them all, Zeref? I also want to get a little bit more of Igneel and Logia tangling soon, because, I mean, they're right there, they're fighting. I want to get a little bit more of that. But again, very good chapter, and just your overall thoughts of this one. I'm freaking hyped. But that's all I have for this review. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed it. If you liked anything I had to say or enjoyed the video, drop me a like. I'd greatly appreciate it. And if you haven't subscribed, if you could do so as well, that'd be awesome. For that world, and as always, people, have an awesome day.